What's up, everybody? Just finishing up The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So, just getting some reading in. About 60 pages in now. It's a really good book. My brother and I are actually doing a kind of our own little book club, essentially. My brother and I have committed ourselves to reading. So my brother buys a book, I buy a book, we read, and then we get... What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. Just talking about my brother and I are doing like a little book club to keep us kind of preoccupied and not reading, or I'd say not reading into the news too much and watching too much Netflix. But I'm currently on... what's up, Victor? What's up, bro? Currently reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a pretty good book. So like my brother and I are doing like a little book club where he buys a book, I buy a book, and we get back kind of in our intellectual thoughts a little bit and kind of compare notes on the books and stuff to keep us busy. So I was just catching up on some reading because it's super nice out here. Victor, it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's pretty good, bro. I'm about 60 pages in, and it's a quick read. It's actually pretty insightful. Kind of really makes you think about the priorities in your life. Cheers, bro. I'm out here sipping on some tea, trying to keep my throat cleansed. But yeah, I was gonna make this a happy hour, but I figure I'll go grab a drink in a second, and I'll just drink with you guys if you guys want to have a drink during our little Q&A here. But if you guys haven't already, please go back onto my feed. There's a contest going on right now. I want to, really thankful that you guys are able to join me on here. I'm able to talk a little bit about my career, how I got started and stuff like that. So I want to thank people who support me. So if you want, go back out, go onto my feed. There's a picture. I posted it on Sunday. It's me standing up and it says Q&A, Instagram Live. There's a contest on there. You can win a $50 gift card. So if you want to jump out and go do that now, you can. You have to like the post. You got to do three things. You got to like the post. You got to share it with 3 friends. You got to tag 3 people on the comments. Just tag 3 people. Doesn't matter if they're following me or not. And then I'm going to give you guys a little keyword. So the first person to direct message me the word that I give you guys, and also do those other 2 things, which are liking the post and tagging 3 people, I'm gonna shoot you guys a $50 Amazon gift card. I want to say thanks to you guys for supporting me, for jumping on here. So first and foremost, just going to introduce myself. My name is Ricky J. Alvarez. I'm a real estate agent. I specify in what I should say my niche and what I really love doing. I love helping first-time home buyers. I've helped a lot of friends from college and fraternity buddies. Shout out to Gamma Zeta Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. My friends and family of theirs. I mean, really have. Really love the experience of helping first-time home buyers. I also love doing residential income. It's kind of been my niche in real estate. A lot of people do investing. A lot of people do leasing. There's so much, real estate's so broad. There's so much things you can do. But for me, I really love helping first-time home buyers. I love listing houses as well. That's another thing I really love doing is the marketing, the promotion. Really just letting that house shine. But more than anything, I think for me the highlight is helping first-time home buyers, and definitely enjoy doing residential income as well and doing investment properties and stuff like that. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. So Ricky J. Alvarez, aka Ricky the Realtor. I'll tell you guys how I got that name as well. Started real estate about 2014. Got licensed at the end of the year. Really started my career in 2015. So I'm going on 6 years now. I just completed my 5th year. How I got my start. Well, I'll tell you guys that when I was young, I used to help my family all the time in the day-to-day operations. I never really knew that they were owners of property until later when I got older. So I would do odd jobs when I was a kid, sweep carports, talk to tenants. Later, as I got older, my responsibilities grew. I started negotiating with lenders, with city officials, doing all kinds of stuff from day-to-day operations, and then kind of started running the books in high school and kind of help my family really take their business to the next level, and throughout college really put my education to use. But yeah, I've helped out family since I was a little kid. I had no idea, like I said, that they were owners until, later down the line. It really kept us humble that way, really never made us feel like we were entitled of anything. And to be honest with you, I always thought I was working, my parents were maintenance people and I was just helping them out, to be honest. But as the years went on, I grew, my pretty much my passion grew in real estate. I really became really familiar with it. I knew kind of the day-to-day operations. I was able to talk to people. I really kind of broke out of my shell thanks to my parents were able to really make me, kind of just give me the insight early and kind of push me to be, more outgoing and stuff like that. What's up, bro? Thank you for joining. And so as I got older, I really started really getting more involved in the family business, understanding real estate, talking to people. And to be honest with you, I hated real estate agents. They were so sleazy. I'd get calls all the time. Still today, I get calls, hey, your parents looking to sell. Are you guys looking to sell your property? And in the beginning, I didn't want to be a realtor. My dad from the get-go was like, hey, you got to be in real estate. And I was just like, I don't want to sell real estate. I don't want to be a sleazy realtor and, call people and just try to sell myself and this and that. And I was like, man, that's a sleazeball job, and I was talking shit about it. And look at me now, I'm a real estate agent. So it's kind of funny, like even growing up, since real estate was a part of my life, my 8th grade project, we had to do a project on a career that we'd like to pursue. And guess what mine was? It was real estate. And then in college, I went to DVC, went to Diablo Valley College in Pleasant Hill, really, gained a firm grasp of economics, finance, real estate, and just really fell in love with real estate. What's up, bro? And so for me, real estate just became something that was kind of second nature. And you kind of say that I was bred for the business. My parents, were always like, oh, you got to be in real estate. You got to be in real estate. And for me, I was just like, I don't want to do that shit. You know what I mean? I went to school to study finance. And then from DVC, I transferred to California State University, East Bay, which, was one of the best decisions I've ever made. It made so many connections. I joined an amazing fraternity, Gamma Zeta Alpha. Shout out to all the bros on here. And for me, it was, it was extremely insightful to just learn from others and really just gain a firm grasp on real estate. I'll add you in here later, bruh. And then for me, real estate was more than just, just a business. For me, it was a family business. So I really kind of gained an appreciation for that. And then, so from there, kind of, I just stuck to finance. I kind of put real estate on the back burner. Didn't think I was going to be a real estate agent or being involved at all. So for me, just continued on my path, studied finance, also minored in finance. And my business electives were in real estate. So I did real estate electives, just kind of fill in the gaps, but I never really thought that it would get this far. So for me, when I graduated, I was just really interested in finance, wanted to work for a financial industry in finance, and just started kind of pursuing different paths in finance. And for me, it just really wasn't something I liked. Didn't really envision myself sitting in an office all day, crunching numbers. I was never really into accounting. Love you too, bro. And then, so for me, real estate just it wasn't on my mind. It wasn't on my plate. I didn't really think that real estate was going to be something for me in the future. Like I said, really for me, the encounter with real estate agents were a bunch of sleazeballs, people that were just looking out for a deal, didn't really have any enthusiasm, really didn't sound like they gave a shit, to be honest with you. So I was like, man, I don't want to be a real estate agent. My dad just kept pushing me till one day I was working at a pawn shop in college. I was working 2 jobs actually in college while going to school. I was waiting tables at Outback Steakhouse. Shout out to all my friends at Outback Steakhouse. And then also shout out to everybody at Pleasant Hill Coin and Jewelry Exchange. I was working as a pawn broker there, and also doing kind of lending at the micro level. I was actually like doing the Pawn Star Show. That was me, real life. People came in, had something, a tangible asset they needed to pawn or needed to sell, and I had to evaluate that piece of property and give them a valuation and let them know what it was worth. So, I was doing lending at a micro level, really loved it, learned a lot about diamonds, about watches, et cetera, et cetera. And, for me, when I graduated college, I knew I had bigger opportunities and I had my sights set on something way bigger than just working there. So, I got introduced during that time when I graduated college. My essentially the COO of the company introduced me to someone named Joshua Simkin England, who still to this day is a mentor and part of my team here at Boulevard Real Estate. And Josh kind of took me under his wing a little bit, kind of introduced me to everything, and just kind of gave me some more insight further than just being a quote unquote realtor, and just kind of talked to me about marketing, talked to me about how to maneuver the contract, and just made me review the contract from start to finish. And it really didn't, our relationship really didn't blossom until I wanted to learn more from him. And for me, that's the biggest piece of advice I can get to anybody starting in real estate. Find yourself a mentor, find yourself someone that you align yourself with, that, their passion is similar to yours, that you can be very straightforward and honest with that person. And, if it wasn't for a few people in my life, Joshua being one of them. Also, in college, I had two professors, Neil Linebrook and Tammy Mosley, who were both, Tammy Mosley, she was in real estate. She was the Department of Real Estate, the head of the Department of Real Estate. She really got me really interested in real estate. For me, it was kind of like she opened my eyes up to more than just what I thought real estate was, and just gave me more insight on crunching numbers, doing P&Ls, profit and loss statements, stuff like that, pro forma statements. And so that one professor that really opened my eyes was Tammy Mosley. Another professor was Neil Linebrook. He was in real estate law, and also talked more and had a specific. There was a new course that just came out. It was called Sustainability in Real Estate, and got me. See, one of the bros are in here. Yeah, definitely. Thanks to shout out to all the people in my life. To be honest with you guys, there's a lot of people who really influenced me, other than professors and professionals. Also, the network that I developed over the years, and Gammas in my fraternity. A lot of the brothers throughout my fraternity are in real estate, so we kind of had that network. We were able to share ideas and stuff like that. So a lot of the people that I align myself with people that I respect, people that I look up to, people that are really heavy hitters and just grind and are about and really love their craft. And a lot of these people that some of them are on this live right now. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Learned a lot from these people and still do to this day. I'm never ever stopped learning. That's kind of my always been reminder to myself every single day. You never stop learning, never stop getting better. Try to get better every single day. You have that Mamba mentality, just like Kobe Bryant. You got to get better every single day at your craft. And so for me, it was just like learning from all these people, and really made me fall in love with real estate a lot more, and knew that I was going to be successful in this because because when I set my mind to something and I'm very passionate about it, I go for it. So, a lot of, my success comes from the success of others, and you don't know where you've been. You don't know where you're going, so you know where you've been. So for me, it's always learning from others, getting their insight. And there's obviously a reason why a lot of these real estate agents are still in the game after, all these cycles, is because they know what they're doing, and their strategies work, and they stick to it. And they're successful for that reason, is because, they have that grit, that passion, and they continue to work. So, shout out to all those mentors in my life, people that really have inspired me, and continue to do so. And that's why I'm on this Instagram live now, to inspire anybody who's out here, looking to start in real estate, who's kind of poking around my page, like wondering, how do I get my start? I'm happy to, talk to you guys and give you guys more insight. And, because if it wasn't for, like I said, those people that really, took the time to talk to me and kind of give me more insight, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I want to be able to be a resource for others as well. And so, quickly how I got started, just going back to that, professors and business or professionals in the industry really were the ones that helped me blossom and help me, find my passion. But the way I got started was, I aligned myself with the team. I really, wanted to continue to follow up with Joshua Simkin England, who for me was a, really, not only was he, top 1% producer in our market, but just his attitude, aligned myself with him, because we were just really easygoing, and we're able to kind of just talk like people. There wasn't any pressure. He was extremely insightful, helpful, and he even told me from the get-go, I might not be the perfect person for you because you may need more training than I can give you. And he was extremely busy at that time, and I respected him for that because he told me that. But I definitely wanted to maintain my relationship with them, and so I continued to do so, and now I started my own real estate company with Joshua and with some other team members. Shout out to Michael Briones and Renee Maida, other team members of ours who've helped us get Boulevard Real Estate up and running, and now we're running smoothly and looking for forward to what's to come, and helping more people achieve their dreams in real estate and meet their goals, and also helping other agents come onto an awesome team as well. We're also looking for folks to come join us as well at any time, and we're welcome to having conversations with folks as well. But the way that I really got started in the get-go was, learning. Like I said, really just, took the time to talk to folks in the office. Shout out to everybody at J. Rockcliffe Realtors. That's where I first got my start. Had such an amazing support group there. Helene Freeman, she's just an amazing broker. She was there for me every step of the way. May he rest in peace. Mick McLaughlin was one of the main reasons why I continued down this road. He was a huge mentor of mine, kind of kept me on the road to be successful, and just really pushed me. Although he wasn't on our same team, he was in our office. And the same thing to shout out to the Tory team as well. The Tories were also there to help me out and any questions I had. So that's, another piece of insight is when you go out and you're looking to start in real estate and you're young, just go and talk to all the people that are in your office. Talk to all the people who are heavy hitters, who are, influencers, who are doing really well in the industry. Obviously, it's working with them, or everything's working with them for a reason. So you want to be able to go out and talk to those people and just get some insight so they can help you out and give you a little bit more, a little bit more fuel to add to your arsenal, essentially, so you can just get better and just learn from these people. Hopefully, they're as insightful as some of the mentors in my life, where they, just help you out and don't have to, don't have to give anything in return, but just be extremely nice to those people, especially if you're young and you're getting a start in any industry and you want to learn more and you want to get better. Go talk to the people who are doing really well and just, ask them to go out and grab a cup of coffee or drop off some candy or something that they really like, and just say, hey, can you take 5 minutes with me and just I'll have some questions for you. And I guarantee you, once you get them to start talking, they won't stop. So that's, biggest recommendation. So for me, it started in college, California State University, East Bay, home of the Pioneers. And for all you people who are doing the contest, that's the key word, Pioneers. And so from there, maintained my relationship with Josh, started interning with him in 2013, right after I graduated college, and then just really became friends with everybody in the office. Was looking to learn as much as I could. And then, I wanted to take it to the next level, because I at the beginning, I just wanted to get my feet wet. But then I just got very, very involved in real estate, and just became it became something I was really passionate about. And I was like, you know what? I really want to do this. I don't see myself working in an office all day. What's up, brother? Thanks for joining. And so I didn't want to I just didn't want to see myself in an office all day. Finance, although, is my passion. To this day, I love crunching numbers. I'm a big numbers guy. I love mathematics, and everyone's like, what the hell? How do you love mathematics? But just for me, that's just was my strongest subject. So, instead of going down the finance path and probably being an investment banker or working for a financial firm or whatever, I really, gravitated towards real estate just because of my personality. I love meeting people. I hate staying home. So right now it's kind of a struggle because, I'm not able to, also, yeah, shout out to Juan Santana as well. Just essentially everybody in my circle, a lot of my fraternity brothers. What's up, Leo? Your Nino says hi too. Yoda's probably going to pop on here right now. It's his birthday today. He's being hella lazy, so I don't know where he is. But I'm surprised Yoda hasn't come over here and say what's up. He's out here somewhere, probably taking a nap, super lazy right now. But yeah, I mean, just like surround yourself with people who care, people who are very passionate about their job. And like, for me, it's just, it's all about the network. It's all about, aligning yourself with people who are going to be, take you to the next level. And like, for me, just, having this circle of support has just been amazing. I wouldn't be successful without them. So, shout out to everybody on the Instagram Live right now. Everybody who supports me, continues to support me. We're here for you guys. Anything we can do to help. Love you guys. So just going back to getting started, I got licensed by, you have to do 3 courses. So I believe what I did was real estate practice, law, and principles. So you got to do 3 courses. You got to do them 1 month at a time. And I was doing this all simultaneously while interning at J. Rockcliffe Realtors in Walnut Creek. You guys are having like a little battle in the chat right now. I see you guys. And then so for me, it was just all about learning. It was about learning the contract, understanding marketing, getting better at marketing, and the main focus is learning the contract. You want to be able to be really well versed in the contract, because if you know how to write a really good contract, everything else is going to fall in place. If you have a good personality, you're going to be okay. The thing is, it's what they don't tell you is that everything that you learn in those 3 courses that you take prior to taking your state exam, it's shit. It really helps you didn't help me at all with my real estate career. Essentially, it gives you the tools you need to kind of get started and learn. But then from there, you got to take the courses and then apply them to your finals, and then that supposedly is going to help you pass your real estate exam. It's a state exam. You have to get 70% or better. It's multiple choice. What else can I tell you guys about it? I mean, to be honest with you, it's all about terminology. You got to go in there and really just focus on terminology and doing practice questions. So from those 3 courses, takes 3 months. Then you can study and schedule your state exam, and from there you're off and running. And then you got to pick a broker. So if you're starting out as a salesperson, you're going to be essentially a realtor under a brokerage or a broker. So then you're going to get like cards from everybody and their mom after you pass your real estate exam. The real estate exam, like I said, really focus on terminology, focus on practice, really study the practice quizzes. That's going to get you, it's going to help you out better prepare you for the state exam. And then after that, throw it all out the window, because now it's all about building your pipeline, meeting people, telling everybody that you're a real estate agent, getting your name out there, and picking the right brokerage that is going to support you. I always say that Keller Williams is probably one of the best to join in the beginning, just because they give you so much coaching. But find somebody who you align yourself with, someone who really is passionate about real estate as much as you are. Join a team if you feel like you need the support. I joined a team just because the guys I work with are extremely, just for me, they're easygoing. They're super supportive. They helped me out in the beginning, get my start. So I never left my team because I had the support, and I was making a little bit more on my commission split than everybody else because I was part of a team. So there's a lot of benefits of joining a team, but if you could do it yourself, I mean, it just really depends on who you are and how you work. For me, it was in the beginning, the support was great. And now, to be honest with you, I'm kind of running on my own now that we have our own company, and I'm starting to recruit agents as well to work with me. But in the beginning, the support is great. You want to learn as much as you can, because once you're off and running, you get your state exam passed, then it's like, all right, what do I do now? So you got to join that right broker that you align yourself with, that you feel that's going to give you the support, that's going to give you the location that you need, if they have office space, essentially training, stuff like that. So look into everything that broker has to offer, what their split's going to be, what you're paying for insurance, because as a realtor, you got to pay a lot of fees. That's one thing also that they don't tell you. You got to pay state, local, and federal real estate fees. You also have to pay insurance. So you have to pay your E&O insurance. So there's all kinds of things rolled up into being a real estate agent that people don't tell you. So once you get your courses passed, once you get your state exam, that's very inexpensive. It's only a couple $100s. And then from there, you're spending a couple $1,000 on fees, on insurance, all kinds of stuff. So it is very expensive. I think from start to finish, it's around, I think it was like a little bit over $4,000, almost about $5,000. After I started doing a lot of marketing and stuff like that when I first got my start. So you're in the hole about $5,000. But if you're out there working, if you're out there really just trying to do your best to help people out and being very, I would say, just being very transparent, looking out for the best interests of others, you're going to be fine. Business is going to come. You just can't quit. And I'm going to segue into that as well, because for me, I almost quit in my first 6 months. I had no business, had no calls. I was doing everything that people told me to do. I was essentially on the phone, door knocking, sending mailers out, messaging friends on Facebook, Instagram, you name it, posting stuff every day, and sending mailers out even to my farm. I was just, going above and beyond. And I still do those things to this day, because you never, ever stop building your pipeline in real estate. The way I was told to envision it as an actual pipeline, you got a bunch of balls, and then every time you get a client or a prospect or anybody that wants to work with you or that's looking to buy or sell real estate, you take one ball, you put it into that pipe, and you keep feeding it, because one goes in, one comes out. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just always building my pipeline. To this day, I still prospect, I still call, still door knock. I can't do it as much now with shelter in place. So what I'm doing is, instead of door knocking, I'm sending letters out to neighbors, just letting them know that I'm here for them, anything I can do to help, and just making it really non-real estate related, really focusing on the current times, just being there for them and being genuine about it. And I'm trying to do a lot of that with social media as well. Just really focus on being there for people and being genuine about it, because at this point in time, people need you to be authentic. You don't need to sell everybody at this point in time. It's just about being genuine, and being there for others. So for me, my first 6 months was extremely rough. I was in the hole. Had to literally go borrow money from my parents, which I'm embarrassed to say, but they've got every single dime back plus more now. But the beginning was a complete struggle being a real estate agent. I was the youngest in my firm, and it was tough because I had the support. I had people tell me, "Hey, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great," but I had no results. So I'm like, man, what this is. I was just like, I was pissed off, and I was like, man, this is bullshit. Like, I'm doing everything people are telling me to do. I really want to help somebody in real estate, but it's just like someone. And then I went and go talk to Mick McLaughlin, and then I went and talked to the Tory team. I talked to a few people in real estate, and especially at my office at J. Rawcliffe, and just told people, hey, this is what I'm going through. Like, what do I do? And they're like, dude, you're doing everything right. Just keep doing what you're doing. You got to be consistent. Overnight, people are not going to know that you're in real estate. People overnight are not going to think of you as Ricky the Realtor. And then at that point, it clicked. I was like, oh shit, Ricky the Realtor. And then from then on out, like, people in the office would be like, Ricky the Realtor. And so then from then on, I coined that phrase. I kept that name, and I hashtag it everywhere, Ricky the Realtors, and it just has a nice ring to it. And then my niece, I remember when my niece was one of my first clients. My niece was like, Ricky the Realtor. So it was extremely funny that that name was able to stick, and I still used it to this day. But just checking my notes here, so the thing was, I stayed consistent. I stayed wanting to help people. My vision didn't change, my passion didn't change. I was just I was getting a little tired, because everything was just work, no results. So then just one day I got a call, and I'll never forget it. And shout out to my first client, they're actually my compadres, Eric and Janet. That was my first call I ever got, and it was like, hey, we're looking to buy a house. Are you ready? And I'm like, dude, I've been ready for months. What's up? And they were extremely patient with me. I entered the market in 2015 when everything was taking off. There was multiple offers. Real estate was just extremely fast paced. Like it started off this year, and I think we're going to go back to that as well. I think we're going to go back to a really fast paced market. I think we're going to see a lot more inventory come on when shelter places up. I think we have a lot of buyers who are itching to get into a house, especially a lot of my clients who are living either with their parents or still renting. They want to get the heck out. They want to get a house, and if this ever happens again, they don't want to be stuck at home or stuck in somebody else's house or whatever. So I think that suburban living there's going to be a lot of demand in suburban living. I think there's going to be a lot of people looking to take advantage of rates, and I think it's going to be a really strong market coming out of this. But for me at the beginning, it was extremely tough. In 2015, everybody was, like I said, writing offers over asking. I was like, what the hell is this? And I went and talked to, again, just utilizing my office, utilizing my mentors and people that I really care about in my office. I went and talked to people and was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what do you mean over asking? Like, why are people writing offers above asking? And then I finally caught on. The interest rates were so low that, if you wrote an offer above asking, those few $1,000s that people were paying over asking over a 30-year loan wasn't going to make much of a big difference on their... All right, let me fix this because I think we're losing some connect. All right, see if you guys can see me better right there. All right, so just it was a struggle in the beginning, because I had to really adapt. And, I think that's what a lot of real estate agents are facing now is we really got to adapt. We really got to utilize Instagram. We got to utilize video, 3D footage, virtual tours, all kinds of stuff now. And so you're having to adapt and really learn quickly on how to be a better real estate agent, how to better serve your clients and just be there for them. So, that was, for me, my first 6 months were extremely tough. And then I entered a market that was extremely fast paced. But I can say that in my first year in real estate, I was working part-time, and I was still working at a jewelry store. I was working as a pawnbroker, and I literally made more money in half a year working part-time in real estate than I did my entire year working at the jewelry store. So that for me, it was a no-brainer. I knew that I was really passionate in real estate. I knew I wanted to help people, and So I took it upon myself to, unfortunately, I never quit from any job ever in my life, but I was like, I gotta go. And of course, my company knew it was coming because they were actually the ones who introduced me to my mentor that I still work with today at Boulevard Real Estate, Joshua Simkin England. And so, it was extremely tough to walk away where I got my first start. What's up, Christina? What's up, Roland? And so I got my first start at J. Rockcliffe Realtors. I loved it. Had some amazing people there, like I've mentioned. Amazing mentors. Helene Freeman was an amazing broker. She supported me every step of the way and still does to this day. So I love everybody out there. Shout out to everybody at J. Rockcliffe Realtors. And then so that was the biggest struggle for me, was just I entered a really fast-paced market and I really needed to adapt really quickly. And from then on out, I just, all right, we're back, guys. I think everybody's jumping on my Wi-Fi right now. That's why I'm getting some poor connection. But yeah, I mean, for me, when I first started, it was extremely fast paced. It was extremely difficult to beat out realtors who've been in the game longer than me, because they knew the market and they knew exactly how to address over asking offers and how to be aggressive in the market. And for me, it's just all about learning how to learn really quickly. And so my first year was a struggle, but just always forever learning and getting better, learning the contract and just understanding different aspects of just how to understand different aspects of the transaction and be very structured and know when you need to execute certain things, and just being very transparent. What's up, everybody? And so that was my first year of real estate. And why real estate? I think for me, it just gives me so much more flexibility. I'm very outgoing. I'm very outgoing. I love to hang out with people. I hate being at home, and just so right now it's been a struggle, of course, being with shelter in place and everything like that. But I've always been a person that really enjoys other people's company, and I think that really kind of started in college with I was terrified of going up in front of people, and a lot of people are. Like, I hated presenting, hated public speaking. And I think I got a lot better at public speaking in college. And also, literally, I'll be honest with you guys, I think waiting tables, because I was a waiter at Outback Steakhouse for years, that got me super prepared to just talk to people. I needed to sell myself. I needed to make those tips. I needed to make that cash. So for me in the beginning, it was like a struggle to be outgoing, just because I didn't break out my shell as much as I'd like to. And college helped me out a lot. And then then working in the service industry at Outback Steakhouse, and then being in an environment as well with jewelry. I was a jewelry and pawnbroker at Pleasant Hill Coin and Jewelry. All those jobs, I think, really got me prepared for real estate. And now, I mean, to be honest with you guys, if you guys get me talking, I can't shut up. So I just love being around people. I love telling stories. I love helping people out. So I think I picked the best industry I could. I would never, ever would have thought I'd be a real estate agent, to be honest with you guys. As I told you earlier, I hated real estate agents because of the experience I had with my family's business in residential and commercial property. But it ended up being just a perfect fit, and it works beautifully. I mean, I love my job. I love helping people out. It just, to me, it's a part of my life now. Like, real estate is a part of my life. I love every single aspect about it. Certain aspects I'll tell you guys later that I don't really like, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about my struggles and stuff like that. But there's certain things that, of course, are going to rub you the wrong way or going to get you upset. But you really can't let those things bother you. At the end of the day, you're helping a family or somebody reach their real estate goals, and you want to just be there for them and be very genuine and authentic. And you have to just really focus on the task at hand. We got some crazy wind going on right now, and then you got to just be really focused. You got to really just kind of think about who you're helping, what the benefit is, and at the end of the day, you're really, the benefit is helping that family or that person or that couple, whoever it may be, reach their real estate goal. So for me, I think that's the biggest gratification at the end of the day, is just helping people out, and just it's just extremely gratifying experience for me, and I love every part of it, about it, just being able to be there for people. At the end, I mean, I sleep extremely easy at night knowing I help someone get into a home or sell their home to reach a financial goal, etc. So for me, I really care about this business. To be honest with you guys, I care a lot more about this business than I do other things in life, just because I'm helping people do something with their life, and it's one of the biggest financial decisions they'll ever make. So for me, it's just all about just being very authentic, being myself, helping people. So that's kind of the reason why I chose real estate. I think, in the beginning I talked a little bit about, the certain things that kind of drove me to real estate, but I think the reason why I stuck here is just because of the experiences, the people I've met. I mean, I've had a lot of real estate agents tell me in the get-go, like, your clients are going to become your friends. And I was like, how is that going to happen? And I'll tell you guys, a lot of my clients have become some of my best friends. Some people that, some people that I hang on the regular are my clients, people that I really care a lot about, family that have become, friends that have become family, clients that have become friends and family. Just like, it's an amazing, amazing experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Real estate's amazing. I'll talk a little bit about, how I took my business to the next level. I just really focused on, just being there for people. Like I said, I focused, for me, every transaction, I approach it like I'm on the other side. Like, if someone else, or if Ricky the Realtor is my real estate agent. So I always want to picture myself in their shoes, because I want to make sure that I'm giving them the best service I can, being very transparent. Communication is key, and just ensuring that, my clients know that I'm there for them, and at the end of the day, they know that I actually care and I'm willing to do what I can in all my power to help them. So for me, every transaction I approach it as if I'm the buyer or the seller that I'm helping at that point in time. I just want to be there for them every step of the way. At the end of the day, I want them to be so overwhelmed with happiness and just be very grateful that they go out and tell 10 people. Because as you guys know, if you do a really shitty job, they're going to tell everybody and their mom. If you do a okay job, they're going to be grateful for it. But I just always want to go above and beyond, because I just want them to scream off the rooftops like Ricky was the shit. He was the best real estate agent I've ever worked with. And, I approach that in every single transaction. I treat every single client the same. I don't care if I'm dealing with a client who's buying a $100,000 condo or a multi-million-dollar property. I treat every single client the same, because they deserve that respect and they deserve that attention to detail as well. So for me, I always use that white glove approach. I always help my clients out, as much as I can. And I give them all the attention they deserve, because it doesn't matter what they're buying or what they're selling. It matters that they're my client, and I'm, there for them at every step of the way. So I'll talk about some of my successes and my struggles, just kind of diving into like how I took it to the next level. I really focused on Instagram. I focused on social media more in general. But what I really did is I focused on messaging all my Facebook friends and letting them know I'm in real estate, sending out mailers once a month to my farm. I farm to it's up to like 500 homes now. I started off with 350 and I've kind of continued to grow it. I send mailers out for every single closed transaction. If I'm listing a house, I do just listed, pending, and sold. Postcards out to 300 to 400 homes surrounding the area, and that has gone. It really depends on the community, but yeah, it's usually about 400 to 500 homes I'm sending out. Just really focusing on staying in front of my clients, because the majority of my, I would say my new business is referrals. So I really just, focus on staying in front of my clients. A few things I use is HomeBot, American Lifestyle Magazine, MailChimp, social media, all kinds of good stuff. And then one thing that I really love doing every single year is I go to every single client that I've ever helped. I go to their house personally, and this is around Christmas time. I hand deliver my clients a Christmas card and also a pound of some amazing toffee. Like, it's the most amazing thing ever. I buy it from the Sweetest Things. They're located in Walnut Creek. And it's just some delicious local handmade toffee that I take to every single client, and they're extremely grateful. Not only do I get to see them, I get to see what they've done in their house. I get to. All right, we're losing some reception here. Here we go. But yeah, I just love getting in front of my clients every single year, just revisiting them, especially during Christmas time. It's a best time to go visit your clients is when they're kind of at home, they're enjoying the holidays. I just like to go out and get in front of them, and I do it right at the end of the year strategically to help me start bounce into the new year, just kind of kick off the new year with some business and add to my pipeline as well. So for me, getting in front of your past clients, getting in front of your farm, pick a farm, be very active in it. I still to this day do newsletters. I still to this day door knock. Never stop prospecting. I think that's one of the biggest things I'm always gonna tell young agents. Like, just don't stop what you're doing and don't forget about what worked for you, because if you stop doing something, people will notice. Like I used to, what I used to do that people, oh, I used to drop business like notepads with my name on it and pens. And I stopped doing that, and I started doing like magnets for baseball and stuff like that, and football and stuff like that. And then one of my neighbors was like, "Yo, man, what happened to the notepads and the pens? We used to love getting those." So then I thought to myself, man, if I should have kept doing that. But to be honest with you guys, it's one of those things I just want to continue to evolve everything, get and do something different and unique. But it's true. People really do notice that stuff, even though if they don't call you or they don't contact you. Like I literally have neighbors who are like, "Oh yeah, you're the real estate agent guy," and I'm like, "Holy shit!" They actually do pay attention. So just be very consistent. Consistency is key. And earlier I talked about how for me I was being extremely consistent in my first 6 months of real estate. And I didn't get any business until that one phone call came through. So just don't give up. Be very consistent. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be successful. One of the main struggles I had was just that, and also in my first year, I just had some nasty transactions. My worst one was one of my first listings. I co-listed it with one of my associates at the time, and it got broken into like every single day. And this was in El Pueblo and Carpino Avenue. This is in Pittsburgh, and although it's a really nice area, it's up and coming. It's right behind Pittsburgh High School, so what's up, Thea? How are you? And then so it was just a struggle because it was one of my first couple listings I've had. In my first year, I think I was split. I think I had 3 listings, and I had 4 buyers and 3 listings. And one of those listings, it took me like 8 months to sell. It was so stressful because every time I would get into contract, it was like an ongoing thing. But it made me stronger. It made me better. So I always just tell young agents, like, although you're gonna get tested, you might go through some things. Just really utilize it as a learning experience. And for me, it was like now I learned how to deal with squatters. I learned how to really vet an agent and know that they're not lying to me, because I had an agent write an offer and it ended up falling out of contract because the buyer wasn't fully pre-approved. And so you learn to really vet people, to understand, to listen for certain things, and just really take everything as a learning experience. That was one of the toughest ever transactions. It took me 8 months to sell. And I had squatters in it. I had people breaking in every once in a while. I had to literally go out there and help them. Actually, or my client had to call her insurance company so they can board up the entrances of the house. Like, it was a crazy ongoing process. But I learned so much from it, and to this day, like, I know if I'm ever faced with that now, I kind of know what I need to do. And then later down the line, I did a REO, which is a bank-owned property. I've never done a short sale in my life. It was going to go to foreclosure. It literally was in and out of foreclosure. That one also took like almost 9 months to sell. It was extremely difficult. What's up, bro? Thank you for joining. And so for me, it was, all these things that I dealt with in my early few years of my career really made me a better real estate agent. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining. And extremely grateful to have you guys on here. So thank you guys for joining. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'm going to go scroll up in a second and see if there's any questions in there that I missed. But just really talking about my struggles and my tribulations and stuff that I faced in my early off in my career that really made me a better real estate agent. Just never stop learning, never take anything as a negative, always try to turn it into a positive. I love constructive criticism. I always like when people reach out to me and say, "Hey bro, why don't you do this or do that? Maybe you should try doing something like this." And I always try to implement it as much as I can into my routine, to my daily life, because you can always get better. You can always improve on things. So for me, those first couple transactions that were really a big struggle with having squatters in there, dealing with banks, doing a short sale, like a lot of these first time things I dealt with really made me a lot better. And really take those as learning experiences, because not every transaction is going to be extremely easy. And I'll tell you guys what, I mean, if every single one of your transactions are extremely easy, call me. I want to interview you, because it's extremely difficult, especially, in certain markets. Like, not everything goes perfectly as planned. There's always things you're going to encounter, things that are going to throw you off guard, and you have to just be very even keeled and just be able to respond. What's up, bro? Thank you for joining. And just be able to, and not always think that you know everything. And I'll tell you guys a reason why. You always want to get a second pair of ears and eyes, especially people who've been in the real estate game longer than you have. I never ever approach anything without asking for help first or without getting insight first, because I'm young. I've been in this real estate game for 5 years and I love it, but I don't know everything, and I don't ever tell people I know everything. I have a team for a reason. I have, people who hold me accountable, people who support me for a reason, and we all support each other for that same reason. Is because we don't know everything, but four heads is better than one. So for us, that's kind of the approach that we take, is that we have an extremely well-structured team with professionals who have dealt with different markets, who have gone through different cycles, who have encountered different struggles, and now because of that we're able to kind of help one another and be better. Yoda's over here doing something. I don't know what he's up to. I'm gonna leave him alone because it's his birthday. Let him do his thing. And so always just try to approach something by asking others first. I would say don't just jump at it, with especially if it's a really, really difficult, task, or you encounter something that's extremely difficult. You want to ask a realtor or someone on your team or in your office first. And that's the way I approached it, especially with a short sale, especially with squatters and stuff like that. I would always go to my team, or I'd go to somebody in my office and say, hey, what do you guys think of this? What should I do here? Have you had any you have any advice for this? Have you ever gone through this? That was always my approach, and to this day it's always helped, because like I said, if you're able to kind of sit back and talk something through with somebody else before you jump back on a phone, because especially if you're going through negotiation with another real estate agent, whether you're on the buying or the selling side, and you need something for a client, if you're looking for a credit, if you're looking to negotiate a repair, if you're looking to reduce the price, what have you, whatever it is, don't just jump back on the phone and just speak from emotion. You want to kind of be able to assess the situation. You want to be able to talk it over amongst your team, talk it over with your client, just figure out different solutions before you get back on the phone and just speak from emotion. You got to be more prepared than that. You got to be a better real estate agent, and that's going to make you a better real estate agent, is getting insight from others. So then later down the line, if you ever come across that again, you're able to kind of utilize the same tactics you did beforehand to, really, just get that problem solved, or just be able to provide remedy for that problem. So those were my biggest struggles, were those listings. I really haven't had too much struggle with buyers, other than buyers that come. They always say buyers are liars, but I've really never encountered that too much. I usually encounter people who are very, very, I believe, set on the idea of buying a house, but they haven't spoken to anybody yet. So you always want to align them with somebody, especially a lender that is going to go above and beyond and kind of walk them through the process, because you never want to set somebody's sights too high, because it's like being a kid in a candy store with no money in your pocket. You're going to walk in and you're going to be like, man, I want all this candy, but I have no money. So just preparing your clients, being there for them every step of the way, forever learning. Those are my biggest piece of advice for struggles that you're going to encounter in this business. Be very consistent and stick to it. And then, so I'm going to jump back into advice for real estate agents. So, like I said, be very consistent. Learn as much as you can. Try to gain as much insight from other real estate agents. Join a team if you feel like it's a good fit. Really evaluate yourself. If you feel like you're going to be able to hold yourself accountable, and if you're a leader, then you really don't need to jump into a team. But for me, I just had such a great relationship with my team that I just wanted to. I stuck with them, and they support me every single day. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm still with my team today, is because of the support I receive and stuff like that. But just going back to advice for real estate, and just like I was talking about, although you're going to take those 3 courses, and although you're going to be prepared to take your state exam and stuff like that, it's a multiple choice exam. It's not going to prepare you for the real estate world. It's a bunch of terminology, and to be honest with you guys, I literally forgot 90% of that stuff, because what you really want to learn is you want to learn the new policies, the new documents that come out. You want to be always really well versed in the contract, and at the end of the day, you really want to focus on prospecting clients, getting clients, following up with them, being very good at communication, being creative in certain ways to attract clients, and a CRM is key. If you don't have a CRM, you really need to get one. I've never had one. I literally would go off Excel, and I still to this day kind of still utilize my Excel sheet and have like notes and everything, and it's all color coordinated and stuff like that. It's very well structured, but it's not easy on the eyes. And so a CRM definitely helps you out and get more organized, able to follow up with clients and prospects, et cetera, et cetera. And just implement new things in your business. I just implemented HomeBot. I have MailChimp. I have other certain things like social media that I try to use on a regular basis, stay in front of my clients. I send my clients yearly anniversary cards. I always try to visit my clients once a year personally for Christmas time. Send them out quarterly magazines that are branded with my name and information on there. Something just fun that they can put on a coffee table, they can pick up and read, or get any recipes and stuff from. So just try to find different creative ways that really work for you. And you know, I'm happy to show you guys anything, give you any insight. Like, I'm an open book. I'll give you guys all that information because, like I said earlier in this live, is that I'm extremely grateful. Christina, there's a few CRMs out there. I know a lot of people use Contactually. I was using that before, but now I'm using Copper, and I love Copper. There's a bunch out there. There's another one called Follow Up Boss. That's pretty good. There's a few out there, but I would really look into what I think Contra Cost, or I think CCAR gives us a free CRM, but it's not very intuitive. But Copper is the one I use. It's really, really good. It integrates with my Gmail, so everything gets pulled up and kind of funneled through there, which is awesome. And every time I make a new contact, it just gets added into my CRM, which is extremely nice. And it has like an even flow. I don't really have to care too much. I mean, I don't have to pay too much attention to it, other than just going through my pipeline and assigning different information to that prospect, and just making sure I follow up with them and set them up on the proper timelines and stuff like that. But there's quite a few. The ones that really come to mind is Contactually, Follow Up Boss, and the one I use, Copper, that I just started using about a couple weeks ago, and that one's been really, really helpful. But like I said, I'm an open book. If you guys have any questions, call me, shoot me a message on Instagram. Like I said, I'm extremely grateful for all the support I've received in the past. Thankful that I've been extremely successful. I've literally realized a lot of my dreams really early on. I drive the car of my dreams that I always wanted to when I was a kid. And for me, it's like real estate allows me to do those certain things, but more than anything, real estate allows me to help people, and that's the one thing I'm really passionate about, and really grateful that I have the opportunity to one day build this business that hopefully maybe my son or daughter will take over, and they might be the next Ricky the Realtor, who knows. But great. I'm just extremely thankful for everybody who's been in my life, who supported me throughout my journey in real estate, and that's why I always want to be a resource for others, and especially young agents, minority agents as well, that come in and just really finding a struggle to find their kind of place in their brokerage, or find a place in the real estate industry. Like, hit me up. I'm happy to talk to you guys about what worked for me, what doesn't work. Borrow stuff from other agents. Like, I've really got a lot of insight from agents on Instagram as well. Kenny Trunk, Fast Agent's one of them. Oh man, I just blanked on his name. Kevin Cruz with Elevate. I mean, Kevin Cruz. There's with Kinetic Real Estate. There's just so much real estate agents out there. Renee White, the Tory team. Just a bunch of real estate agents out there you can follow that are even locally or globally. What's up, Enrique? How are you, bro? And then just there's so many people out there who provide so much content, so much insight in the market, and just like reach out to those people, be very genuine about it, reach out to them and ask them for help and see if they're able to provide any insight. And right now that we're in shelter in place, it's time for, if you're looking to start in real estate or you're looking to sharpen your tools, this is the time. We have a lot of extra time on our hands. So you just want to learn as much as you can, be one step ahead. Like for me in the beginning, I really had to be very, very well versed in the contract and just be very, and especially know the numbers in certain markets and kind of be able to know how to write aggressive offers, because if I didn't adapt quickly and be able to steer my clients in the right direction in 2015, a lot of my clients wouldn't have purchased homes because it was extremely really fast-paced market. And so just being able to adapt, get better, forever learn is just my biggest piece of advice. Um, All right, I'm reading the comment here. What's up, brother? Victor, so you're starting a career in MLO? What's MLO, if you don't mind me asking? I can't think of it at the top of my head. Mortgage loan originator? I'm pretty sure that might be, it is what it is, a mortgage loan originator. I mean, for me as an agent, I think that's what, yeah, okay, cool. That's what I thought it was. I was like, MLO, mortgage loan originator. I think as an agent, I think what you really look for is like, I've hit on these points earlier too, bro. It's just like, you got to align yourself with somebody who's really a go-getter, who has passion for the industry. They're not bullshitting, they're not just looking for the deal, but that they're going to provide value. I don't ever tell lenders like, hey, I need you to give me deals. Like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, give me a buyer or send me a deal. Like, no, I don't anticipate that. It is a reciprocal business, don't get me wrong. Like, I do expect my lender buddies to always consider me if they have a buyer that's not represented. But that comes with both ways. Like, if I'm not giving them deals, why should I get deals? You know what I mean? So for me, it's just transparency is key. Communication is key. I really look for people who work as hard as I do. So that's why I align myself with certain lenders, because I know they're going to get the job done and I don't have to hold their hand. Because to be honest with you, we all have jobs going. We all have things to do. We have certain things that we need to take care of during the transaction. And, the lender shouldn't have to do stuff that I do. You know what I mean? They shouldn't have to show the client the house, or they shouldn't have to send them the listing. That's my job. I have to find the right house, or I have to be able to price that house correctly and promote it and everything like that to get it sold. So in as far as a lender goes, I think they just have to be very straightforward, very honest, looking to provide value to that real estate agent and just work really hard to earn their business. I literally have a lot of lender buddies that I work with, and I've also met plenty of them as well, and they're all great at what they do. I just like to align myself with someone who I know is going to get the job done, like I said. And it always also depends on the client too. Like, I literally have clients who are a lot older that want someone who's more, I would say, not that they're older, but I have clients that are, I would say, more mature, who want a more experienced loan officer, or I have younger clients who want a younger, more outgoing lender as well. So it just kind of goes both ways. I always try to align the client with someone I know they're going to like to work with, and I always give them options as well. I hate to say just work with this person. I always say, hey, who do you prefer to work with? Anybody? What do you? And I always like to ask open-ended questions, because when I first meet my clients, I always like to learn a little bit of something about them, learn about what's important to them, and then ask them certain questions to align themselves with lenders, I should say. And it all comes down to the client. I let them choose the person that they really feel comfortable with, who they like to talk to. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining. And so that more than anything, it's just aligning them with people who they're going to have a good relationship with. Because to be honest with you, I'm not sharing confidential information. The lenders are. You guys are talking about numbers. You're talking about confidential numbers and stuff like that. So looks like I'm going to get kicked off here in a couple minutes. So I'm going to go through here real quick, see if there's any other quick questions I can answer. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate you guys for jumping on here. If you guys haven't already, there's an opportunity for you guys to win a $50 gift card. If you guys go back on my feed, you'll see a picture of me standing up. It says Q&A on it. There's a red bar on the side. It says Q&A, and there's a picture of me standing up. Go on there, like the post. Share it with 3 friends, and then the keyword once again is pioneer. So if you do all those 3 things, first person that shoot me that direct message was pioneer, and I'll double check you guys that you like the post and you tag 3 friends. You guys get a $50 gift card on me from Amazon. Just want to say I'm extremely grateful for you guys jumping on. Appreciate you guys. Try to give you guys as much info as I could, but more than anything, I think the takeaways. Just reading through all these comments is hilarious. A lot of my fraternity buddies jumped on here just going crazy in the comments. Oh, I'm gonna have to read these later. This is hilarious. But yeah, just last little piece of advice to agents: be consistent, be outgoing, be yourself. People can smell bullshit from a mile away. Just try to be the most authentic person you can. Let them into your life a little bit on social media. I struggled to do that with them in the past, and now I'm getting a lot better at it with sharing them a little bit more insight on who I am as a person. But yeah, I was hoping Yoda was going to jump in here, but he's over there still taking a nap. I think he got a little tighter on his walk this morning. But thank you guys again. Cheers to everybody. I got my tea right here, trying to stay